Sure, let's compare the GTX 1050 and the GTX 1050 Ti. The GTX 1050 and the GTX 1050 Ti are both graphics cards manufactured by Nvidia and are part of the same generation, the Geforce 10 series. However, there are some differences between them. In terms of performance, the GTX 1050 Ti offers slightly better performance than the GTX 1050. It has more CUDA cores, higher clock speeds, and a wider memory bus. These factors contributed to slightly better frame rates and overall gaming performance compared to the GTX 1050. So if you're looking for better gaming performance, the GTX 1050 Ti would be the better choice. Another difference between these two cards is their power requirements. The GTX 1050 Ti typically requires a little more power than the GTX 1050, although both cards are generally considered to be power-efficient options. When it comes to pricing, the GTX 1050 is generally more affordable than the GTX 1050 Ti. However, prices can vary depending on market availability and current demand, so it's always a good idea to check the current prices in your region before making a purchase. Ultimately, the choice between the GTX 1050 and the GTX 1050 Ti depends on your budget and your requirements. If you're on a tight budget and looking for a capable graphics card for casual gaming or non-demanding applications, the GTX 1050 might be a reasonable choice. However, if you can stretch your budget a bit and want a bit more gaming performance, the GTX 1050 Ti would be a better option.